Lindsey Graham speaks to the president at 7 o'clock at night after returning home from Ukraine, and an hour later, 911 is called. Medics get to the house, and Lindsey Graham has succumbed to a heart attack. He's 71 years old. And now all these conspiracy theories are flying all over the place, and within 0.2 of a second, right after the word got out that Lindsey Graham had died, yeah, good, I'm glad he's dead. It's like, okay. Then the conspiracy theories, for whatever they're worth, not much other than great radio talk. Here's what they think. In 2023, Russia said, we have put Lindsey Graham on our wanted list. We want him dead. Graham said it was a badge of honor and said, well, then I will tell Putin I'll meet him at The Hague. And he kind of liked the fact that he was on the kill list by Russia. So we know Putin kills people. I mean, he helps them accidentally fall out windows or drink poisonous tea and stuff like that. So now everybody's thinking, oh, it was the Russians hit him with some sort of weird thingamajigger, and Graham was dead there, got him on the plane and brought him home. I mean, you're going to have so many people in a conspiracy theory to like how they move his body. Is everybody lying? Who knows? Blah, blah, blah. We do know that his father died of a heart attack. Lindsey was 21 years old. He was in college, first one in his family to go to college. His mother and father passed away. His dad was a bar owner. He died of a heart attack, I think, at the age of like 63 or something like that. So genetically, you could say bad tickers run in the family. Lindsey then legally adopts his sister. He's got a brother as well. He raises the kids. He then ends up going in the military. He is a JAG officer, right? So he's an attorney working there with the Air Force. He is elected to the State House in 1992. 94, he becomes U.S. representative. By 2002, he is a U.S. senator, known as a hawk. Big on America, strong defense, big supporter for Israel, hated Russia, didn't like what Russia was doing in the Ukraine, and that's Lindsey Graham's the knocks against him are that he was too willing and too fast to go to war. Right? You're probably backing up people on that one, right, Joe? You know, like
that he was.
You don't like him being a hawk.
Oh no, not at all.
Okay,
but are we done with the conspiracies?
No, he's going to throw. Is this Alex Jones?
That's a little bit of Alex Jones talking about it.
You want to admit that you're the number one senator proponent of Ukraine died in Ukraine in the aftermath of the Russian military strikes? Well, that doesn't fit the narrative too well. All I can tell you is I've also heard from people who had access to the Pentagon, to generals in the command center, National Military Command Center. They were walking around talking today saying he died in Kyiv. Why would Graham fly 20 hours, fly and take a train for 20 plus hours to do just a tour of a drone factory, and then the next morning get back up and repeat that whole 21 hour journey?
And this is supposedly
Oof, you gotta always prepare for Alex Jones's voice.
Lindsey Graham at the hospital. Footage of some ambulances at a hospital saying it's Lindsey Graham is no proof at all. Trump saying he got a call from Lindsey Graham right before he died of a heart attack Saturday night is no proof at all. I don't think Trump's that level of a liar. He certainly spins things now. He used to be very accurate. But you can easily, again, call somebody with a fake AI call. That's been going on for many years now.
Oh, boy.
Where they'll record a girl that's on YouTube who's 10 years old.
But here's the weirdest part. And I don't understand like what the advantage of or why it would be so bad if he did die in Ukraine. I don't see how that. I just don't get it yet, but I haven't read much about it. But it is weird that hours after he visits this drone factory, it gets blown up. And that is a fact.
Yeah, it is fact.
Yeah, it's just very odd timing.
So Russia could know he was at the drone factory.
Right.
You saying he got killed at the drone factory?
I would say if Russia bombed the drone factory, and they did, this drone factory he visited, there's pictures of him in hours before it got blown up.
Yeah.
If he visited that drone factory and they just missed him by a couple of hours, but then he happens to die right when he gets home, that doesn't make it. That's too weird to make any kind of sense.
Okay, so this goes in the list with all the other conspiracy theories and stuff. How about we just talk about real life for a moment? What we do know. Lindsey Graham, this was a congressional hearing Senate congressional hearing. They had Horowitz. Remember, Horowitz was hired to look at Operation Crossfire. Find out if anybody in the Department of Justice, the Attorney General's office, the White House was involved in setting up and basically creating an entire Russia hoax to make it seem like Russia wanted Trump to be elected, and the Steele dossier and all this other stuff. So I think this was this 2019 when he was there talking, or is this 2017? 2019? 19. So I like this. This happened in 2019. This is Lindsey Graham. He spent 45 minutes before they talked to Horowitz. And I grabbed some of the cuts from this thing. When I was doing the show with Tom, I played some of this, and Tom wasn't a big supporter for all this. But I liked Lindsey Graham as he basically just laid it all out as to why all of the people, and he still wanted to find out, how high up did it go? Was it the Obama folks? Was it the Department of Justice? Is FBI? Was it Comey, McCabe? Who knew that all this Russian stuff was all garbage? So here are the cuts from that 45 minutes of narrow it all down. Here we go. So here's Graham launching in.
In December of 2016, John McCain goes to a national security conference in Canada, and somebody tells him about the Steele dossier, and it's bad and you need to know about it. And it gets to John McCain. John McCain puts it in his safe. He gives it to me, and I read it. And the first thing I thought of was, oh, my God. One of two things. This could be Russian disinformation, or they may have something on Trump. If you read this document, the first thing you would think of is they got something on Donald Trump. It is stunning. It is damning. It is salacious. And it's a bunch of crap.
Remember the Steele dossier, right? Oh, the golden shower and all this other stuff, right? So then he finds out. So then Graham's looking at who is Christopher Steele and where this document came from that started all of the FISA court investigation, spying on members of Trump's campaign.
If you'd spend 30 minutes looking at Christopher Steele, you would understand this guy is biased. He's got an axe to grind. He's on the payroll of the opposing party. Take anything he says with a grain of salt.
Yeah, big grain of salt. And then he says...
So in January 2017, the person who did all the assembling of the information for the now famous Steele dossier tells the FBI, I disavow everything in there. Now, what should happen? Time out. Let's reassess. Maybe we got this wrong. What would you hope to happen? That the FBI would slow down because this is the outcome determinative document that's just had a hole blown through it. They don't slow down. They use the document they now know to be a bunch of garbage twice more to get a warrant against Carter Page. I hope Carter Page gets a lawyer and sues the hell out of the Department of Justice and the FBI.
Two final cuts here. He knew it wasn't true. They knew it wasn't true.
You knew in January 2017, if there was no doubt before, you know by the guy who prepared it that he disavowed everything. It's not true. It's a grain of salt. You shouldn't. I didn't say all these things. Instead of stopping, they keep going. And instead of telling the court the truth, what they're required to do, they lie to the court.
Yeah. Graham laid it all out there. The media kind of ignored a lot of it, but basically, I don't know where it finally ended up going. And Grassley tried to continue to investigate, but then statute of limitations wears out on the thing. You had a bunch of garbage brought forward by the Democratic committee. They then give it to the FISA court. They lie to the FISA court. Thank you. What's the guy's name? Kenneth Kleinsmith, right? Is it Kleinsmith? Yeah. He lies to the court, says, oh, yeah, ignore that. And then they continued to investigate. And they, did everything to try to screw Trump over in his first term. Oh, what does it matter? Then his other one, this was with Kavanaugh. Here's Lindsey Graham outraged and losing his cool.
Are you aware that at 9:23 on the night of July the 9th, the day you were nominated to the Supreme Court by President Trump, Senator Schumer said 23 minutes after your nomination. I will oppose Judge Kavanaugh's nomination with everything I have. I have a bipartisan, and I hope a bipartisan majority will do the same. The stakes are simply too high for anything less. Well, if you weren't aware of it, you are now. Did you meet with Senator Dianne Feinstein on August 20th?
I did meet with Senator Feinstein.
Did you know that her staff had already recommended a lawyer to Dr. Ford?
Remember Ford? Miss Ford? She was the one that said in high school he did these things to me at this party, but nobody could back it all up. Remember that? And she came forward and big tearful thing, and then all women are to be believed.
I did not know that.
Did you know that her and her staff had this allegations for over 20 days?
I did not know that at the time.
If you wanted an FBI investigation, you could have come to us. What you want to do is destroy this guy's life, hold this seat open, and hope you win in 2020. You said that, not me. You've got nothing to apologize for. When you see Sotomayor and Kagan, tell them that Lindsey said hello, because I voted for them. I would never do to them what you've done to this guy. This is the most unethical sham since I've been in politics. And if you really wanted to know the truth, you sure as hell wouldn't have done what you've done to this guy. Are you a gang rapist?
No.
I cannot imagine what you and your family have gone through. Boy, y'all want power. God, I hope you never get it. I hope the American people can see through this sham, that you knew about it and you held it. You had no intention of protecting Dr. Ford. None. She's as much of a victim as you are. God, I hate to say it because these have been my friends. But let me tell you, when it comes to this, you're looking for a fair process. You came to the wrong town at the wrong time, my friend.
Graham was sort of a holdover from when they used to still talk to each other, and you could look across the aisle and say, oh, that person's a friend of mine. I enjoyed spending time with him. Even when he was tearing apart the Steele dossier, he said the danger is, and I would hate, there's people on the other side, on my side, I would hate to have them investigate me the way they were investigating. Basically saying somebody on the right side, the Republican side, might do the same thing that they did to Trump, by having the Department of Justice and the FBI cook up a bunch of stuff and then lie to a FISA court. So he knew that both sides could be equally guilty of, really treacherous partisan work, and it outraged him.
He doesn't come off as just like completely performative, like he's acting to you.
I mean, there's always some performance when you're in front of the mic.
Yeah.
What, you think it's fake?
I think it's fake.
Well, you don't think the outrage is real?
Absolutely not.
Really? You don't believe that he's upset that Kavanaugh was getting screwed over and that Steele stuff was garbage?
I think he's hamming it up. I think the Steele stuff, they knew that everything, the Epstein playbook spells it out perfectly.
Oh, here we go.
You put out something that is completely outrageous and you put out enough sources that will verify it so somebody can run to it and say, look what fell in our lap. But all the while that it's not true. So when they do finally investigate it, you come out looking like an idiot. Meanwhile, the worst stuff is hidden away and being facilitated by a totally different country.
I get it. But just if you really want to just talk about the Steele dossier, who paid for it? Who pushed it? They knew it wasn't true. They lied to the FISA court. Kevin Kleinsmith lies to the court to keep the warrants going on American citizens. And the whole thing just goes, and then anybody found? No, Kleinsmith gets it like time served and then some community service, and the judge apologizes to him. It's the abuse of the FISA court and the use of the Steele dossier. And then how... was it the New York Times won a Pulitzer Prize for the thing? They should have recalled that, because the whole thing was garbage based upon just all garbage, to be able to say that Trump was influenced by Russia and they had him. And this thing ended up being a giant black cloud hanging over him for the first term.
Yeah, who would have thought reality would have been so much worse?
Well, bring the evidence forward, Joe.
A golden shower? That's small potatoes.
Right. Well, find the other stuff.
I've seen it.
Bring it forward. Mitch McConnell's alive.
There have been a lot of swirling questions over his absence this last month, and we had not heard a single thing. And then suddenly, in the hours after Senator Graham's passing, we got an update. Take a look here. Apparently, the 84-year-old Kentucky Republican fell. His office shared this photo online here, and that fall is what put him in the hospital. He said, quote, "My doctors have confirmed I didn't break any bones or suffer a concussion. I didn't have a heart attack or a stroke. I don't have any tumors or hemorrhages, but I was briefly unconscious and taken to the hospital." While receiving care, he says he also got pneumonia, and he says he's been removed to a rehab facility since then. Now, South Carolina Senator Tim Scott says that he spoke with McConnell, sharing that update on CNN in the wake of Graham's death.
Senator McConnell deserves our prayers. He served our country valiantly and continues to be in good spirits from all that I've heard. I texted him over the weekend. I will simply say that...
What?
A text?
So Mitch McConnell's dead too, and all these pictures are AI?
You could do better than just holding a newspaper up and taking a photo. Say something.
The average age of a U.S. senator is 64 years old. The median age is 60. Median age is 64 as well. These guys are old.
They're old. But why can't
But the other conspiracy is that that's not that Mitch McConnell's dead and it's all AI.
Yeah, the photo is not holding up to scrutiny. Come on.
Hey,
come on, guys. What are
look
we
at
doing
you.
here?
Sitting here next to Alex Jones II.
Come on, guys. Just say something into a microphone.